Hey guys, everybody's favorite streamer with 80s hair, perm looking ass today. Hope you guys are doing well. Stream was good today. Played some Fortnite, played some um, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. It's good times. Fortnite's dumb as fuck. They put in mechs, and the mechs are like useless in most situations and completely broken in other situations. So it's like, Um, we'll be back tomorrow with Sub Saturday as per usual. Should be a good time. Excited as always to see all your lovely faces in there. Um, I did want to mention one thing today, and that is Ninja moving to Mixer. It's been a topic on everybody's mind, and it's interesting. A lot of people have already touched on the fact that it's good because it's good for us as viewers and myself as a streamer because it promotes competition. Ninja's a big name. He can bring a big chunk of viewers over to Mixer, which makes Mixer maybe a legitimate contender. I don't know. Like Twitch is such a monopoly, but either way, any small chip you can take away is good. So Ninja's kind of hinted on Twitter that he wasn't very happy with how Twitch has handled certain things. In particular, Keemstar made a tweet that was like, "Can't wait since Ninja's not a partner anymore on Twitch. I can't wait for him to talk about Alinity throwing her cat on his very first stream." And Ninja responded to this with, So take from that what you may, but it sounds like he wasn't too thrilled with how Twitch was handling certain things, which is fair. A lot of people aren't. I think it's pretty ridiculous. Some of the public instances of preferential treatment we've seen, and I'm glad that Ninja did something about it. Now, a caveat for that, I think there's two sides to every coin here, and the whole Ninja's whole campaign about wanting to get back to his roots of streaming, I can respect that on some level, but that Mixer offered him a shit ton of money that he's never going to talk about. That's the whole reason you sign NDAs. It's the whole reason you sign all these things that say you can't talk about it, is because everybody knows money talks, and that's where it's at. So whether or not that is actually the case, I have no way of saying. Obviously you can't say for sure, but decisions are made as business decisions, and I don't think that Ninja was going to take a big massive pay cut just to get back to his grassroots nature. There was probably some incentive from Mixer to sign him on as the face of their brand. And I mean, imagine, it's also a really good opportunity to grow your brand as Ninja, because you're coming onto that guaranteed you're the biggest name on Mixer because Omega Lol. So you're also going to be the face of that website, undisputed, uncontested. People were saying Doc was, people were saying other people are. Now it's like Ninja is the face of Mixer, biggest name on there by a country mile. I don't think Mixer has anybody even close to Ninja's popularity, and it seems to be transferring over well. He's already had a bunch of subs redeemed, 100,000 or something. I'm not sure how what the pay structure is like for that, so I don't know if it's 100,000 subs is the same as is the same as 100,000 on Twitch. I don't know if they call them different things, but either way, definitely interesting to think about. I think it's a good thing. We'll see what happens, because Twitch has been making some scary moves. I've talked about subscriber streams, and I want to bring sub only streams, and I want to bring that up because it's it just doesn't seem like who does that benefit? The whole point of Twitch and the whole point of these live streaming services like YouTube, and YouTube tried to do it with YouTube Red and it didn't work out. The whole point of these live streaming and tube site services is that they're free and that anybody can watch them and there's no paywall. So Twitch added a thing in it being you can pay if you want to, and that's great. But imagine being a streamer and being you can only watch my content if you pay for it. But this is the world we live in, man. This is the world that our lives are taking place in. People will go for that because money's money and money talks. You guys can quote this video. I can't see a circumstance right now where I'd ever do a subscriber only stream. Even if I had 20,000 people, for me, it just it smacks a lot of forgetting where you came from. You didn't always have that option. You didn't always have the option to shut off your stream and to only people who would pay for it. You weren't always in a position where people would pay enough to watch you stream. And the sort of the charm of Twitch and sort of the reason I like it as a platform is because it's crowdfunded. You're hey, this is really good. I'm going to put this out there for the world to see. I make great content or whatever, and people will either agree or disagree, and then boom, they can support you as much as they can. But now you're introducing a base paywall, which is sort of where you start to lose a lot of your younger audience, especially. The other thing is it's sort of instead we joke about it on stream all the time, but there are tons of IRL streamers or just chatting streamers, whatever you want to call them. I've hit the mic twice now. I apologize for that, but there are tons of these, like IRL streamers who will, put sub goals for their private Snapchat or whatever, and like sub only streams kind of sounds a lot like that in some way. Like, ooh, subscribe and you get private content. So who knows? Like, are we going to branch out into the adult world? Are we going to do that because it's locked behind a paywall now? Who knows? What's the next step? Where's Twitch going with all these weird changes? Because they've done a lot of good too. Like for an affiliate, they gave me 4 new emotes that I had to unlock, but they gave me the opportunity to unlock 4 emotes, and because you guys are amazing, we got all of them. They bumped down. So initially, if I made enough money during 1 month, 60 days from the end of that month, I would get paid for that month. So if I did it in December, I would get paid at the end of February. Now it's 15 days from the end of the month. So they've dialed that back a lot, and they've gotten like systems in place for that. So it's not like I don't think Twitch is fully evil. What I think it is that they're owned by Amazon, and everybody can rag on big corporations all they want, but Amazon doesn't do well with competition. They don't really have a lot of it, and they're not really interested in acquiring a lot of competition. So they bought Twitch because it was a monopoly, and they wanted to maintain the monopoly. This is my theory. This is obviously not fact. This is just my theory. But they bought Twitch because there was nobody in the space who could compete with them. YouTube streaming hadn't really taken off, and Mixer, I don't think Mixer might have been a gleam in its dad's eye at that time. But yeah, so it's an interesting time. It's a little bit worrying for me as somebody who wants to do streaming as a career, because like, what happens if Twitch makes a bunch of bad decisions and kills their platform? I'm gonna have to go over to Mixer, and stuff like that, and I don't really want to do that. Like, I like Twitch. I don't like that they sometimes take a long time to get back to you on stuff, but I've also had really good experiences with their customer service and affiliate support. So I don't know. I don't think that Twitch is like rotten to the core, or it's like, but it's the classic stuff you get when something gets too big. Things start sweeping under the radar, and then eventually they come to light, and everybody's like, whoa, I can't believe this is happening. It's like, really? You can't believe this was happening? Now, then it gets into the public eye, where Twitch is like, well, we have declared ourselves too big to fail, so somebody throws a cat over their shoulder. We'll ban them for 14 days, but then one of our partners throws a cat over her shoulder. It's fine. It's fine. It's the inconsistency. If they just allowed everybody to toss their cats, A, their platform wouldn't be huge, but B, at least it establishes consistency, right? Like, sure, it's incredibly shitty. It's animal cruelty. Yes, of course, blah, blah, blah. But at least it's being treated equally across the board, right? You don't have some people being punished where other people are not being punished, like as was the case here. Somebody made a great tweet about it that was like, hey guys, I know there's been some confusion going around, so here's what's acceptable and here's what's not acceptable. And the left one was like a girl like sort of shooing her cat off the desk like pretty hard, like she pushed it. And it was like, this is a 14-day ban. Then you have Alinity doing one of those, like the old yeet, and it was like, this is acceptable behavior. And you're like, okay. that does put it into perspective. So it'll be interesting. Twitch is in a weird spot right now. It's a crossroads, and I think that the next year or so, depending on the big decisions that come down the pipeline, are really going to be the ones that sort of dictate the pace of the future, at least in our next 5 to 10 years. I think that this next year is really going to set the tone. So if they crack down on this stuff, like they crack down on nudity and things like that, which I think was a good idea. If they can crack down on this stuff like that, and they do other things, and they keep doing the great stuff that they are doing, because they are doing good stuff, whether you like it or not, it'll be interesting. And as for Ninja, again, nothing but respect for Ninja. Everybody memes on him. I've memed on him, but obviously, of course, my man's doing the thing he thinks will take his career to the next level, while also accomplishing a goal that he wants to accomplish, i.e. getting back to his roots. I see no reason not to take him at face value for that. I know there's a lot of memes out there where like, oh, back to your roots, and then everybody spams like all the clips of him being toxic to toddlers when he was younger. But I really think that if the fame, this is a really mature decision from him if this is the case, right? If we take this at face value and he is telling the truth and he just wants to get back to his roots, he feels like the fame is a little bit too much. It was a weird way to announce it, having this like fake press conference. It was funny, but it was a weird way to announce wanting to get back to your roots with like a giant press conference. It was like, my man's out there looking like Michael Jordan retiring. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. I hope for the best for everybody. I hope we get a little bit more competition. Maybe Mixer starts to shoulder in on Twitch a little bit, and Twitch actually is forced to compete to keep its partners. But we'll see how it goes. But anyways, guys, that'll be it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, or we could talk about it a little bit tomorrow on Sub Saturday as well. Remember, guys, subscriber Saturday should be a good time. First come, first serve as always. And again, I'll say it just because we've got a lot of new subs who have come by recently. The way subscriber Saturday works is you ask to get in a game with me. If I've got room, we go in. If not, hang around for a bit and somebody will rotate out. But you know, if you're in chat and you say, hey, what's up, but you don't express an interest in wanting to play, you have to do that if you want to play. Just let me know. Let me know. Nobody gets salty about having to sub out. It's not like I'm going to be subbing people out every game. Like, we'll play a couple games together and stuff. It's usually not that busy anyway, so get in while the going's good. But it is first come, first serve. And yeah, just let me know in chat. Like, say like, hey, you know, I'll be around at this time, so if you have space, that's great. And we'll figure it out. But anyways, hopefully we'll see a bunch of you guys tomorrow. I love you all very much. Thank you for supporting me as always. And have a good evening. Love you. Bye.